Introduction to Music Production, Assignment 6, Synthesizer Modules. Hi, my name is Steve Sanislow, and I'm talking to you from near Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Philadelphia is famous for soft pretzels, Rocky, and the Philly Fanatic. Today I'll be demonstrating synthesizer modules, including the oscillator, filter, amplifier, envelope generator, and low-frequency oscillator. Today I'll be using a plugin from Togu Audio Line. This plugin has two main oscillators, two low-frequency oscillators, a filter, envelope generator, and a mixer to control the amplifier. It also has a keyboard so it can operate without a MIDI source. To demonstrate the various modules, I'll adjust the envelope parameters so that when I press a key, it will sustain for about 10 seconds. The oscillator produces the tones that we hear. It's usually controlled by an external MIDI file, but with this plugin you have the option of controlling it with your keyboard here. Right now it's set for a sine wave, but you can change that to triangle, pulse, or sawtooth. I'll set the oscillator to generate a sine wave, and we'll move over to the low frequency oscillator section. We'll have it set it up so that it generates a low frequency square wave, and we'll have that square wave control the volume. Now when we play a note, you can hear the effect of the low frequency oscillator. The square wave is essentially turning the oscillator from a low tone or a low volume to a high volume. We can change the intensity of the effect, full effect, where it's going from completely on to completely off, down to a minimal effect, where it's barely noticeable. A common use for the low frequency oscillator is to generate a tremolo effect, and for that you would usually set the waveform to sine, and you can hear the tone being modulated in intensity. Now I'll set the destination of the LFO to oscillator 1. So now it controls the frequency of the oscillator instead of the volume of the tone. When we play a tone, you could hear the sine wave changing the frequency of the tone. Now moving over to the envelope generator, you have four main controls: attack, decay, sustain, and release. Attack controls the amount of time for a note to build up to full volume. When it's set low, it will build up to full volume almost immediately. And here we go. You notice as soon as I pressed the key, it came up to full volume. Now if we increase the attack rate to full, it'll take a long time for the volume to build up to full volume. Decay defines the amount of time it takes for a note to transition from full volume to some lower volume level that is set by the sustain control. The note will be set at the sustain volume for as long as the key is pressed down. But when you release the key, this release control takes over, defining the amount of time it takes to go from that predefined sustain value down to 0. And finally, the mixer enables you to blend the various effects produced by this plugin into a final product that you could use in your music.